Okay, so welcome to the Croatian Baggies video podcast. I'm joined with Dan, co-founder of Croatian Baggies, and of course the legendary Paul Scharner. Paul, how are you?
Yeah, fine, thank you, Dave, for asking. I'm quite okay actually, but Corona crisis everywhere, not just in England, also in Austria.
In the world overall.
Yes.
So for those who need a bit of background information with Paul, he's appeared 62 times for West Brom with 7 goals. Key ones that stick out in the memories: the winner at Villa Park, the great finish against Newcastle, and that powerful header against Everton. 2013 FA Cup winner with Wigan, and the only Austrian to win the FA Cup playing the full 90 minutes. 40 appearances for the Austrian national team. Paul, you retired on the 4th of September, I think it was 2013.
Yes, that's true.
Played for.
I was 33.
Yeah, played for many top coaches. I'm not sure if Paul Jewell falls into that, but you've got Jewell, Steve Bruce, Joachim Low, Di Matteo, Hodgson, Martinez. Third most capped Wigan player with 159 Premier League appearances, and the first Wigan player to make 100 appearances.
Mm-hmm.
So, Paul, how did you get interested with our page? What was it with Croatian Baggies?
Now, of course, of our relationship, Dave.
Yeah.
Of course, we know us now for 11 years.
Yeah.
Yes, and we stayed in touch over the years, and we are always interested in what the others is doing and what the others doing. And of course, I'm very interested in my former clubs, and especially West Bromwich, because it was the Albions. They were my last club in England, and that's why I'm always very, very interested. Also yet actually, and of course because of the interest of the West Bromwich Albion, I'm interested in any kind of supporter.
So I'd like to ask you, Paul, what does West Brom mean to you? What made you want to join us as a player, and what makes you interested now as a fan looking on?
No, because of the history, to be honest. Because West Bromwich were in the foundings, of English football, and I think that's why it's a common club in England. I think they just underestimated them a little bit, to be honest. And for me, why I joined West Bromwich, first of all, were the interest of Di Matteo and of course Dan Ashworth. They showed really effort actually to get me on board and get a bit of experience in the Premier League side, and try to stop the yo-yo effect actually, what was on at this stage or at this time. And of course, especially the supporters' background and the stadium are very nice and very playable actually for any player of my kind of style.
You say that Dan Ashworth and Roberto Di Matteo sold the idea to you. Did they have a plan of where they wanted West Brom to be? You mentioned the yo-yo effect, and that's been a repetitive theme for West Brom since 2001, 2002 with promotion to the Premier League. But did West Brom have a clear plan when you joined the club of where they wanted to be?
So the short-term plan was stop getting relegated to the Championship, and establish them in the Premier League. And then the next step, middle term and long term, be a part of the first half of the table. And I think Dan Ashworth was a very good technical director, sporting director, who had a clear plan and strategy where the club should go. And you have seen it in England as well, in the FA or in the national team, how focused they worked the last 10 years when he joined the FA. As a technical director, and I think that's very vital for a club, especially for a smaller club than as West Brom. You need a proper strategy, and you need to get the best out of the people who are at the club.
Do you think that West Brom's current direction, what's your view on that at the moment?
Yeah, what I said before, I don't like to underestimate myself, because everything is possible. And when I put a proper effort every day in my work, then it's possible to reach some targets you never expecting, And that's why when you see the current situation, and what I said 2 weeks ago in the podcast at Adrian's, survival is not a strategy, It must be more in the football than just stay in the league and be happy and ending at 17th position,
A very risky strategy.
Yeah, it is, and I can tell you as on a player's point of view, you don't like that as a player. Every time fighting against relegation, you want to qualify for something, you want to win something,
Yeah.
How important is it to bring the fans along with that strategy and with that vision? Because you've seen it, there's been somewhat of a disconnect between the fans and the way it's been running of late.
I think it's the basic. You need the fans. It's the basic. It's the basic setup. If you plan it without the fans, you have no chance. It's my opinion, and that's why for me it was always very important to have a good connection and interaction with the supporters, because they need to get the feeling that I take care as a professional footballer about the belongings of the supporters, and about the belongings of the club. And I don't know if you agree, but at the moment in modern football, the supporters get the feeling that the players don't take care about which badge they have on the tricot,
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.